KHOU 11 News at 6 starts now.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on KHOU.com or KHOU 11 Plus. I'm Marcelino Benito. Tonight, a man sits in the Harris County Jail after police say he strangled his pregnant wife to death. Yesterday, 38-year-old Lee Gilley was charged with murdering his wife, Krista Gilley. On Monday, Houston police officers were sent to a home in the Heights on Alston Street after reports of a suicide. There, they found the body of 38-year-old Krista. She was 8 weeks pregnant at the time. An autopsy later ruled Gilley's death a homicide due to injuries found on her neck. As of now, Lee Gilley remains in jail. No word yet on his bond. Right now, 2 little girls are without their mother, and the man accused of taking her life now sits in jail. Houston police say Sebastian Sanchez was being chased by police and later slammed into Esoterica Spivy's car. Authorities say Sanchez turned into oncoming traffic on the northbound feeder road at 59 and Greens Road before crashing into Spivy's car. Spivy was taken to the hospital but later died, leaving her 2 young daughters for her family to raise.
I had to go home and tell her children that no more. Mama was very painful.
Officials say Sanchez was on probation when the incident happened, but say this isn't the first time Sanchez is accused of driving a stolen vehicle. Now taking a look now at other top stories we're tracking for you. A person has been injured after crashing their four-wheeler into another vehicle. That's according to the Harris County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says this all happened on Penn Street in northeast Harris County, south of Crosby. He says the driver of the four-wheeler was ejected from his seat and later flown to a hospital. Right now, we're working to learn new information, and we'll keep you posted on our website, KHOU.com. We have some new information on the story we first brought you this morning. A man has died from his injuries after being shot 4 times in West Houston. Officers say the man and his friend were sitting inside a car on Windswept Drive, that's just north of the Southwest Freeway, around 12:30 this morning. We're told that's when a truck backed into their car. Investigators say the victim confronted the driver. Soon after, shots were fired and the driver sped off. Right now, investigators are searching for that shooter. If you know anything, call Crime Stoppers. And Houston police now investigating a shooting that they say could be gang-related. Officers say 2 men were walking home when a car pulled up and multiple people screamed, quote, "We run the show around here," and then they started shooting before quickly driving off. Police are still searching for those shooters, and as of now, no word yet on the status of those victims. Tonight, authorities say the number of confirmed fatalities related to Milton has risen to at least 17. That's more than 2 days after Milton made landfall. Florida residents face ongoing power outages, gasoline shortages, and the threat of rising waters. Tom Hansen is in Tampa with more tonight.
Milton is gone, but Florida residents are struggling with the devastation and danger the storm left behind. In the Tampa area, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office has been rescuing people from floodwaters as the Alafaya River rises in the hurricane's deadly aftermath.
This 6 feet of flooding that these poor residents are enduring, we're a mile away from the river.
Amy Winters has lived in her home for about 2 decades.
I haven't slept since the day before the hurricane.
Winters says she's staying vigilant until the threat from the river is gone.
Every hour it moves, every hour, and you just watch and you watch. And as you can see, I can fall asleep and it's going to be in my house.
But Saturday morning, power remained out for close to 1.5 million homes and businesses.
When you have power out at gas stations, you can't pump fuel. When you have ports that are interrupted, they don't get the shipments in as much.
Gas lines are getting longer. Tensions are rising. Some are fighting.
One girl hit another girl with a car. It was just crazy. They were really fighting over gas.
On Saturday morning, Tampa police helped deliver gas. Tom Hansen, CBS News, Tampa Bay, Florida.
Tomorrow, Blue Origin is set for a launch that looks to test the number of people it can send to the edge of space. The company, owned by billionaire Jeff Bezos, will launch an uncrewed verification flight of its second human-rated vehicle from West Texas. The launch window opens at around 7:30 tomorrow morning in Van Horn, which is about 2 hours southeast of El Paso. Also launching tomorrow is the next Starship flight test launch. That'll blast off from South Texas. Today, federal regulators granted SpaceX the license to move forward. Starship is the most powerful rocket system ever constructed. The uncrewed rocket is set to lift off from the company's Starbase facility in Boca Chica. That's right near the border, just off of the Gulf. So let's bring Pat Kavlin in now. Pat, how's that forecast looking? A lot of launches tomorrow morning.
Yeah, 2 big launches across our state. Weather couldn't be better. That's probably why they are looking, one of the reasons why they're looking towards Texas for these rocket launches, because as we get to this time of the year, the weather just cannot be better. And we've seen that the last few days, tons of sunshine. Definitely on the warmer side. We made it into the 90s today. Official numbers still not in from the National Weather Service yet, but it was hot if you were outside. We should be in the mid 80s this time of year. We will get back there as we get to next week. Right now, though, very comfortable. 87 outside, 84 at Hobby, 87 for Wharton and Huntsville, 88 Conroe, 90 though for College Station and Brenham. Cool spot on the map is Galveston at 81 degrees. There is a little more humidity though that's starting to work its way back into the area, so that may be something that you have noticed if you're outside this afternoon, especially in the city and down towards the coast. Dew points back into the 60s. Again, a mark of some slightly muggier air, where dew points are still in the 50s though. Still feels great out there. But again, it was hot. Temperatures made it into the 90s today. We will be even warmer as we get into tomorrow and the next day. Not a cloud in the sky, not just for us, but the whole state. This is why the rocket launches tomorrow look great. High pressure in charge. So as you go out to West Texas, down towards the Mexico border, I mean, the weather is just going to be great across the entire state. Up to the north, we're watching a very potent cold front diving south from Canada. This is the first big one that the northern plains are seeing for the year, and that's why we've got freeze watches and frost advisories and then freeze warnings up to the Canadian border in that darker blue coming in behind this front. That's how cold the air is going to get behind that, and believe it or not, this front will actually reach us by the middle of the week. So for now, high pressure in charge. It's mild and clear. Humidity goes down again as we get to the overnight. For tomorrow, hot and sunny, but still dry. However, as we get into Monday, as that front starts to get a little bit closer and high pressure goes to the Gulf, that clockwise flow will actually start to work in a little more humidity ahead of this front for Tuesday and Wednesday. But watch this. This front finally comes through Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then temperatures will drop. Not just the overnight temperatures, but the afternoon temperatures. In fact, we're going to see a noticeable difference in those afternoon highs, going from the mid-90s the next 3 days down to the low 80s for the second half of the week, getting all the way into the start of next week, and that would actually put us below normal for the first time in a long time. Our average this time of year, again, 84 degrees, and we'll finally be in the low 80s there for the end of the week. For the overnight, though, mild and clear, 67 your overnight temperature. Tomorrow, up to 94 with tons of sunshine. Gorgeous day on tap, but again, on the hotter side. 96 then for your Monday. 94 as we get to Tuesday. Cold front comes in, knocks the numbers down to the low 80s for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then maybe just an isolated shower chance as we get into the start of next weekend. But all in all, our attention really is going to start to focus on those rain chances, Mark Salino, just because of how dry things are. And unfortunately, in that respect, we don't have a lot of rain in sight over the next 7 days.
Alrighty, Pat, thanks so much. A 125-year-old historic gem is back open after a nearly $6 million facelift. Houston's old fire station number 7 turned museum welcomed its first visitors back. Katira Winfrey takes us inside.
In 1899, some of the first of Houston's bravest used this building as home base, protecting the city from fires with the basics. Today, it's the Houston Fire Museum.
It's beautiful. It's changed quite a bit.
James Gottlieb, from 1978 until 2003, worked as a Houston firefighter and then volunteered in this building up until the pandemic.
Firefighting, you don't do it for the money. You do it to save lives.
It's those brave ones who are recognized here, their essence embedded in the wood, their stories on the walls, and their memories in the items.
It's not all glory that comes with it.
Tom McDonald is on the Houston Fire Museum board and says nearly $6 million gave this space a top-level revamp, removing old stucco to expose the original brick facade, restoring original windows, flooring, and ceiling, improving accessibility, and adding central air conditioning.
The most important thing we do here, as far as I'm concerned, is educating the public about fire and life safety.
This place is packed with history, even as exhibits are being prepared to move back, but it's always a place for firefighter hopefuls.
What firefighters do, it is still a very dangerous job.
And those like Godlove who already know what it's like.
I was in recruiting. After 9/11, we had tons of people come in and say, I want to be a firefighter.
Reporting in Houston, Katira Winfrey, KHOU 11 News.
Katira, thank you for that. And check this out. Today, local law enforcement and a few other groups had a little competition testing their physical strength. It was people against machine pulling on a high water rescue truck there. On top of bragging rights, it was all for a great cause, raising money for Special Olympics Texas athletes. I wonder how many of us in the newsroom would it take to move one of those? You think we
only
could?
2 Marcinos.
Yeah. Good one, Pat. Good one. All right. What do I do with that?
Tell them we'll see you later.
That's our time, but remember, you can check us out anytime on KHOU.com and KHOU 11+. Remember, we are back on TV for KHOU 11 News at 10 tonight. Until then, we'll see you later.